Christopher Alexander joins me now to help answer that question. CCO of Liberty Blockchain. Thanks so much for being with us today. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So can you break down the latest in this battle for AI? The people are going woke, and now the bots are being intentionally designed to patrol free speech. What's really going on here, Christopher?
Well, I think you have a real conundrum because you have what's called a black box, where you have an algorithm in the AI, and you are looking at proprietary information about how that system is going to operate. So you can't necessarily just pry it open and look at it. At the same time, you don't know what's in there. And I think a great way to test it is go to ChatGPT and ask it some politically loaded questions and see what kind of answers come back. You don't know what biases of the creator have gone into the invention, and there's no way to see it. So, it's very much a concern that you're essentially being indoctrinated by it while you're using it over certain issues.
Of course it is. I think that's a huge issue. And I know personally myself because I've used it to inquire about transgenderism. And within 3 questions, it was already suggesting that I get my breast cut off. So very concerning there. As we know, there are many dangers as the general public can now access this technology. And it's basically coercing us to do certain things that maybe someone on the other end of the aisle might perceive as okay. But you can also use this to try and extort money out of people. What are the lines here, and can you ultimately stop this technology from being used with nefarious intent?
I think the best analogy is to think of it as a weapon. In the right hands, a weapon tool that protects you and keeps you safe. In the wrong hands, it's something that can do terrible harm. And regulating it or considering how it's going to operate is sort of tantamount here. The problem is, you look at how the government's regulated firearms. Do you trust them to effectively regulate artificial intelligence? I'm not so sure that they have a deep understanding and ability to do that particularly well.
Yeah, it's definitely concerning. And, there's many stories also of the AI being used to track and trace us, right? It seems like we are entering this surveillance state that will ultimately be, powered by AI to monitor and keep tabs on people. Do you think this is another concern that people should be aware of that's occurring?
I mean, absolutely. There's nothing free on the internet. The price you pay to use an app, to use ChatGPT or anything else is they're allowed access to your phone. They can track what you're doing. It's done to better target you for advertising. So really, the bargain is you give away your privacy so that advertisers can buy the data and better sell you products. That's the bargain, what they call Web 2. And AI just empowers that in new ways. And there was recently a PLA, the Chinese Army study that was, or article that was written, and they were talking about how they could use machine learning and audience understanding the way advertisers use behavioral targeting, and almost in like a near real time influence you with propaganda. And that's actually the underlying concern with TikTok, that you could get to near real time narratives that are being developed that are designed specifically to influence you, or really people like you, with both the targeting and the AI actually writing the message or creating the image.
Yeah, absolutely. That is of grave concern. I think that should be concerning to everyone. But of course, they will paint this as this wonderful technology that's going to, make great advances in the way we operate in daily life. It'll enhance your life in all these various ways. And I think, sadly, the masses will just go along with it. What do you think is going to need to happen to ultimately wake people up to the fact that this is clearly not in our best interest?
I think that there are some capabilities that are useful when you look at taking large amounts of data and having it sorted and pattern recognition and those sorts of things. I think the real concern is this sort of next generation of AI that they're just now looking at, because ChatGPT is a milestone that kind of moves into this second phase where you really are replicating a person.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.